Hello everyone, welcome to biology classes. So in this video we are going to discuss about blood plasma. So plasma is none other than the component of blood. So before discussing plasma, let's just first discuss what is blood. Blood is a red vascular connective tissue. It is opaque, somewhat sticky, viscous fluid. It is 5 times more viscous than distilled water. Its viscosity is around 4.7. It is heavier than water, and because of its specific gravity it is heavier than water. Its specific gravity is 1.057 in males and 1.053 in females. If we talk about more characteristics of a blood, it is slightly alkaline in nature. It's because of its pH. Its pH is around 7.4. So the oxygenated blood, which carries oxygen from lungs to various parts of the body, it is bright red in color. And if we talk about deoxygenated blood, which carry carbon dioxide, it constitutes purple red color. So study of blood is called hematology, and blood forms around 6 to 10% of the body weight, right? And the volume of blood is 6.8 liters in an human adult. Now let's just talk about composition of the blood. So blood is formed of two parts, that is plasma and blood corpuscles. So as we can see in this picture here, so it constitutes the blood constitutes plasma, platelets, erythrocytes and leukocytes, right? So it constitutes plasma and blood corpuscles. Here we can see the composition of plasma, which is 52 to 62% and less than 2% of platelets and 38 to 48% of red blood cells. So let's just discuss what exactly is plasma. So as we know, plasma is a component of blood which is faint yellow in color, and it is a non-living fluid which forms about 55 to 60% of the blood volume. The decrease in the level of plasma due to excessive water loss is responsible for causing dehydration in the body. So when we have dehydration, it is because of uh, water loss and decrease in level of plasma, and this dehydration can be restored by rehydration within the blood. So let's just move to the composition of the plasma. So plasma is a mixture of molecular solution of many organic substances. As we know, it is a fluid, so it constitutes about 90 to 92% of water, 1 to 2% of inorganic salts, also known as crystalloids, and plasma proteins, also known as colloids, around 6 to 8%, and other inorganic compounds, about 1 to 2%. We can also see this in this diagram over here. What is the composition of exact composition of the plasma? So after discussing plasma, let's just discuss the inorganic salts. So inorganic salts are nothing but chlorides, carbonates, bicarbonates, sulfates and phosphates of sodium, potassium, calcium and magnesium. Apart from this, sodium and chloride are the principal cation of and anion of blood plasma. The value of sodium is 315 to 340 mg per 100 ml and chloride are present around 355 to 370 mg per 100 ml. So these inorganic salts are, as we discussed earlier, are also known as crystalloids. These are some bicarbonates and sodium ions that are present as inorganic salts. After discussing crystalloids, let's just discuss some colloids or plasma proteins. So plasma proteins constitute 4% of albumin, 2.5% of globulin, prothrombin around 0.03%, fibrinogen 0.3%. This fibrinogen is helpful in clotting of the blood. And next comes the properdin. So properdin, it is a plasma protein which helps in destroying of certain bacteria and neutralizes certain viruses. So these plasma proteins can be detected with the help of a test which is known as ELISA. ELISA, the full form of ELISA is enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. So this is a test that is used to detect the amount of plasma proteins inside the blood. So it is really important to discuss the function of these colloids, which and some of these colloids include albumin. So albumin, the function of albumin is to hold water because 1 gram of albumin can bind with 20 ml of water. So it is responsible for osmotic tension, osmotic tension of the blood plasma. So this osmotic tension in the blood, it is due to albumin. Also, it helps in transportation of some bile pigments like bilirubin, barbiturates, and some sulfonamides. These albumin carry these, and the composition it is 4% in the blood plasma. So this is the albumin protein, and these are some of the some of the roles that albumin play in transportation. It helps in transporting fatty acids, calcium, drugs, steroid hormones, bilirubin, and some other elements. So next is globulin. It is another plasma protein which is further classified into alpha 1 globulin, alpha 2 globulin, beta globulin, and gamma globulin. So alpha 1 globulin is also known as hepatoglobulin, alpha 2 globulin is also known as transcortin, beta globulin is known as transferrin. So this beta globulin, if we particularly talk about this beta globulin, it helps in carrying the iron, and there are some other types of globulin which is discussed in this table. Here we can see that there are ceruloplasmin. So this ceruloplasmin, here this is ceruloplasmin, and this ceruloplasmin carries copper. And if we talk about gamma globulin, these are acting as antibodies. So antibodies or immunoglobulin, you can say ig stands for immunoglobulin or antibody. It provides resistance to a number of diseases. Its composition is around 2 to 5%, 2.5% in the body. So let's just discuss some other organic compounds which constitute 1 to 2% of blood plasma. So it includes food materials like glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, triglycerides, and vitamins. Here we can see that it also constitutes in urea, uric acid, creatinine, etc. Some enzyme, hormones, or antibodies also travel in the plasma. Also present in the plasma. It is for traveling purposes. So next, it also constitute, if we talk about glucose. So glucose is the main nutritive material that is carried by the blood, and urea is the main nitrogenous material, that is the waste material that is transported in the blood. So the normal level of blood sugar level is 60 to 100 mg per 100 ml of the blood, and if we talk about and if we talk about its exceeding, if it exceeds more than 180 mg per 100 ml of the blood, it is responsible for causing diabetes, which is the India is a main of diabetes in this case. And if we talk about urea, the normal level of urea is around 17 to 30 mg per 100 ml of the blood, and exceeding in the level of urea called uremia. Uremia is a disease which constitutes excessive of urea inside the blood. Let's discuss about the function of plasma, how plasma is helpful in the body. So this transportation, transportation like glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, vitamins, etc. Also some waste products like urea, uric acid from body tissues to the kidneys for excretion, and some hormones for to reach at the targeted organs. As we know, these hormones are only activated at specific target organs. Also lipids, so globulin combines with lipids and make, as you know, lipids are insoluble in water, and this globulin convert these lipids into soluble lipoproteins. Plasma also acts as a middleman because plasma forms tissue fluid which keeps tissue moist and acts as middleman for exchange of materials between blood and the body cells. And the growth of fetus. So here we can see in this video, this fetus growth is done by the globulin protein present inside the plasma, and also it helps in erythropoiesis, which is stimulated by a glycoprotein called globulin and a hormone called erythropoietin. So that was all about the topic blood plasma. If you really like this video, don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.